Yeah, wonderful good morning here on a new edition of Meet the Experts. And it's about video technology today. And we have the two experts of video technology, video conferences today with us on the show. It's Andi Zenger, who is the sales manager of Connect for Video. And we have Werner Strasser, the operator of Connect for Video. Good morning, sirs.
Good morning. Hi.
Maybe first question to Werner Strasser. Connect for Video is already available since 2008, but you started, I would say, marketing the idea in 2013. So what has been reached? Which goals have you met already during these past years?
Actually, yes, it's correct. The technology and the brand Connect for Video already exists since around 2009. Now that the German Telecom actually has used Video Meet as a cloud service and tried to sell it rather successful in Germany and some countries around, due to the fact that we provided the main technology for ISDN dial-in, for the whole security, firewall, traversal stuff, for things like gatekeeper connection. Due to this fact, of course, we also had a boost in our Connect for Video activities at that point. Now that the German Telecom has decided to leave this market at the end of 2013, in a few weeks, we, of course, are now brought to the point to save the customer and explain the customer and provide the customer with a possibility to switch to Connect for Video, which has already been an integrated part of Video Meet. And because of this, of course, we have more media attention now, and also we are now more actively marketing and selling our services to customers, not only in Germany, in Austria and Switzerland, but also to a lot of other countries where we start activities right now.
Mm-hmm. Speaking about selling the solution to customers, many people in the meantime are pretty much used to using Skype for video communication. Okay, there might be some smaller or larger pixels involved while doing so. But on the other side, having there a solution or solutions on the market which are so easily to use, like you install a software, how are you distributing your solution, Andy? Is it necessary to offer just an opportunity for clients that they download something? Is it necessary to go over a network of distributors and resellers? Or is it necessary to communicate with the customers to find custom-shaped solutions which meet their demands?
Well, video communication is not a self-seller. And as it is not a self-seller, it requires some expertise and knowledge to tailor it for your customers' needs. And this is one of the reasons why we are selling these services only direct and not as a reselling model as we did it in Video Meet before. We found that the sales process is a very heavily technically involved one. It needs to be tailored to the customer's needs. We are getting battled with questions about firewalling, security, PC issues, and other things around. And that led us to the point that it's fairly important for us to have a direct touch with the customer and solve these things from the expert point of view. As we are the expert for these technologies, we know how to handle them. We can tailor the solutions, and this is why we have a direct touch with our customer base.
Looking at the whole scape of competitors which are there on the market, and this is a question for Werner now, like WebEx and many other conferencing solutions, what are really the unique propositions you make to your customers which differentiate your solution from other solutions on the market?
Actually, there are two main things. The one is, of course, security. That means you have to be sure that only those are listening who really should listen to you. And also security in the sense of, yes, it has to be a professional service that is available whenever you need it. And the second one, of course, is the ease of use. That means it shouldn't be necessary to have any technical-minded people around when you want to use this system. This was the original idea behind Connect for Video, to make using video conference technology as easy as making a phone call. And so actually we are now in a position where we can offer our customers solutions from the very small bring your own device phone, either Android or iOS, doesn't really matter for us, to the big telepresence solutions, even no matter what kind of manufacturer originally built this piece. And so everything in between can be connected into either point-to-point calls or multi-point conferencing calls. And because you asked about the main differences between our solution and those of other services, actually, we do not drill holes into firewalls like a lot of collaboration tools actually do. I'm not going to give it a control over my PC or over my device when I give you a presentation, when I show you my Excel sheet or my PowerPoint slides. So that's the two main differentiators, security and ease of use.
Mm-hmm. Andy, you're as a sales manager, you are with the clients on a daily basis. What are usually, I would say, the top 2 or 3 questions clients have connected with video communication solutions? Where is the core business of Connect for Video, and which customer segments do you mainly focus at?
Well, that's a complicated question to answer, but let me try a little bit. I mean, the point is actually the most questions we get battled with are security and accessibility questions. And that comes exactly from our core business, which is the enterprise. We are not tailoring the service to the end users yet. However, we could, but at the end of the day, we are interested to gain the enterprise customers which fairly have use already of the video conferencing technologies. And here we are finding the expensive video conferencing services and technologies which are already in place, but in a very low usability due to the accessibility of the machines. And we can solve these accessibility issues by our unique firewall torsion technologies and the knowledge about handling the firewall issues. And this is where the main questions come from. At the end of the day, we are focusing to these customers which have already video conferencing technologies in place, but in a low frequency of usage. And we can expand that. We can expand the frequency of usage. We can expand the accessibility. We can connect expensive video conferencing technologies with pads, with iPhones, with PCs, and simply broaden the accessibility of such devices and the usability. And that is the main purpose of Connect for Video. We keep the knowledge and the let's say the intelligence of the technology in the network and not in the system. So not the device is keeping the intelligence to connect to another device, the network keeps the intelligence. And that brings us to the fact that we can handle the same connectivity to a 50,000 euro device as we can handle it to a 3,000 euro device because the intelligence is kept in the network. And that is the benefit of Connect for Video. We're taking care about the connectivity. It's not your turn. It's not the endpoints knowledge which has to be specialized. It is our service which brings the service to the technology and makes it easier as a phone call. This is exactly the point.
Mm-hmm. Werner, the big players in the market, like the telecom, for instance, they're pretty aggressive in the strategy with telepresence. If in your estimate or in your perception of the telecom, is the telecom therefore a major competitor for your services for Connect for Video?
No, actually not. Actually, we see this in a lot of countries that the large telecom providers, of course, also offer video conferencing solutions to their core customers. But as Andreas Zenger already mentioned before, actually we offer a very broad service. That means we can handle devices from a few euros or even cost-free from a telecom provider with your video-enabled smartphone up to all the other hardware solutions, of course, including PCs, Macs, and all the kind of tablets available on the market. So therefore, we are way, way more flexible than these telecom companies that used to be working together with one hardware vendor. That means, of course, their solution also work, but they will never have the broadness, and also they will never be independent on any kind of hardware point. So what you asked me, Mr. Ebner, actually the opposite is true. Because of the marketing of these companies, it's easier for us to come to the customer, because now video becomes the new voice. That's something that's easier to understand, easier to use, and of course also for the businessman, easier to calculate on the return on investment. Because what we actually do with Connect for Video right now is we now keep the promises that the video conferencing industry has given the last 15 years. Now it's getting cheaper for the company.
Well, Werner, it's very good to hear that now finally the delivery of all these promises are going to start. I've been actually to a technology museum in Warsaw a couple of weeks ago. It is the Technical Museum in Warsaw, and I saw there a model of a video phone from the 1970s. Yeah? And so the idea that people can see each other while talking to each other, and even maybe leave then a video conference session with the perception that you actually met the person, is a very tempting one. Werner, you also mentioned that now the video comes to the customers, and I have a question for Andy. How do the customers come to Connect for Video? I just saw when I looked at the website that it's available for Germany, UK, France. Is this already the restriction of the market you're going to tackle, or what's actually right now the market you're focusing at?
Now, actually, we are serving a cloud service, and cloud services, as the name cloud is already indicating, clouds are moving around. I mean, you cannot protect a cloud in a certain country. So our service is available around the world, and we have servers which are delivering this service to many countries. So there is no restriction in the countries as it might perceived in the first instance. Actually, we are selling the service today to Germany, Austria, Switzerland, UK, and to Israel, because we have local people over there selling the service actively. We get requests for the service all around the globe, and that leads us to the point that we unfortunately have to bring much more languages on the webpage as they are today. So today we have services in translation for German, for French, Spanish, and for English. But maybe in future we'll have a Chinese version on the web. We can't say that for today.
That sounds very promising. Thank you very much to Andy Zenger, Sales Manager of Connect for Video, and Werner Strasser, Operator of Connect for Video. It was a pleasure to have you on the program, and to all our people there in front of their screens, stay connected with Connect for Video, with our next edition of our video conferencing show, Meet the Experts, and we will have some more interesting experts on the program. So tune in again at the next edition.